doing what God put us here to do. But we don't do that. We don't do that. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it. I fault the pulpit jockeys, because they're the ones that's supposed to be feeding you, and they have fed you junk food, empty calories, empty words, because it does not have your spirit, your relationship with God anywhere it's supposed to be. And you've been snacking on the junk food, snacking on the garbage, snacking on stuff that don't have anything to do with a hill of beans of getting you a close relationship with God. At all. At all. At all. Not at all. And my question is, what you gonna do to remedy the problem? What you gonna do to make it right? What are you gonna do to get to where you know you're supposed to be? What you gonna do? What is it in the Bible where it say, how can the blind lead the blind except they both fall in the ditch? How can you say, I'm gonna get this beam out your eye when you got a mote in yours? How you gonna tell me how to get somewhere and you ain't never been there? How you gonna tell me how to do something and you ain't never did it? Or seen it? Because we're supposed to have so much of the power of God in us that we're supposed to be able to believe God and ask God to restore an amputated limb, to give the blind, the physically blind, eyesight where they are actually seeing with 20/20 vision. Teeth should be regrowing in folks' mouth that lost their teeth. Hair should be growing back. These hairlines should not be as big of a nightmare as they are because of what you've done to lose your hairline. The mental illness that runs rampant right now, and everybody looking to a pill or a drug or an injection or whatever, that shouldn't even be. You shouldn't be believing God. Well, I know this pill. I'm believing that God, the treatment, when I go through the treatment, I'm going to be. No, you ain't going to be healed. Because they're only treating the symptoms. They're not getting rid of the disease. That's why they're making billions of dollars every year on medicine. That's why they say they are practicing medicine. Your doctor is practicing medicine. You haven't mastered it. That's why they have cancer research going left, right, and diagonal everywhere. Because they don't have a cure. They don't know. And if they do have it, they ain't going to give it to you because then they're going to lose money. Why would your mechanic fix your car to the point where you never have to get it fixed again? That's going to cost him money. I'm not saying the mechanics are crooked out there, because they're not. They're not. But your car is designed to be serviced. And we all say, well, you know, that's man-made, so it's going to break. Okay, you're not man-made. You're born of man, but you are a spirit of the Most High God. You are a child of the Creator. You're not supposed to be broken. You are God's mechanic out here to fix the stuff that's been broken by Satan. Jesus was the prototype. We're supposed to be out here doing the Jesus thing. But we're not. Because we have no earthly idea how to do it. Not at all. And there's something that everybody that is a preacher, everybody that has a congregation, everybody that has a following, be it a physical building or a virtual congregation, whatever. Y'all gonna have to give an account to God, because y'all done dropped the ball big time. You done dropped the ball. You done fucked up. You fucked up. And you can sit up and try and dress it up and justify it. Yeah, right. You only had one job. And you made it about you. You made it about digging in folks' pockets. You made it about keeping your pews filled. You contaminated it. You let Satan come in there and contaminate it. You ruled and regulated God out of the body of Christ. You ruled and regulated the Holy Trinity to the Bahamas. Or Bermuda Triangle, because he's in the Bermuda Triangle. We don't know how, we just don't know how to get in there and get him out. We done ruled and regulated. Well, okay. But you gotta give an account for it. I got better things to do than to sit here and say what I'm saying. But when God put it in my head, it's gonna come out my mouth. He said, hey, this is what I want you. Okay. I don't know who it's for. I'm not politically correct. I'm not trying to be politically correct. A nigga is a nigga is a nigga. I don't care what color your skin is. I'll call you a nigga in a heartbeat. Why? So, yeah. Once again, you will embrace that negative stuff like King Hezekiah. Quick to embrace it. Oh, the pastor come play. Pastor shouldn't have to show up at your house. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. You don't need nobody to get God to act on your behalf. He heard you just like he heard Miss Minerva, Miss Winifred, Reverend Deacon Chicken Leg. All of that. It's your relationship with God that determines what you get from God. You don't get results from your prayer, that's because you ain't got no relationship with God. It's just like the relationship you had with your significant other. When y'all first met, y'all didn't have that deep relationship like what you got now. She wasn't willing to cook for you and jump through hoops and go balls to the walls for you. She ain't know nothing about you. He wasn't willing to give you all his money and spend his money on you and all this and all that and all that. He didn't know nothing about you. But it's as y'all spent time together and started doing things together, then it got to that point of where, hey, this is mine. She became yours. He became yours. Same thing with God. You can't run to the church every time you have service and then think that's it. Nah. Like I said, y'all know the stats of the sports and stats of these entertainers and all of this stuff. Y'all know them stats. Y'all know them stats. What's your stats with God? What's your history with him? You want, oh Lord, give me, help. Why should he? What did Jesus say? You can't even pray for an hour. How many of y'all can actually turn off everything? TV, radio, cell phone, put everything. And actually sit there for an hour. Just one 60-minute hour. And focus on nothing but God. Your mind ain't wandering. It ain't doing a laundry list. It ain't doing laundry. It ain't doing a shopping list. It ain't doing what you gonna do, when this is over. You ain't running to him from the bathroom. You ain't running to him from the kitchen to get you something to drink. You don't. I mean, you ain't shifting and wiggling around because your booty cheeks don't went numb. None of that. None of that. How many of y'all can actually say you do that on the regular? What's your prayer life looking like? What's your sex with God time looking like? You know, where you in there, oh, Lord Jesus. Yes. And then you come out with that, I just spent the best time of my life. Because you got a glow. You got that inner glow. That I just got get laid glow. But only this is the glow that came from spending time in the presence of God. What's your sex with God life looking like? You're quick. We're real quick. Hang on to the negative stuff. Negative things. But then, when God said, okay, I got you. But how will I know? That's an insult. I'm not saying I don't do the same thing. I'm not saying I don't do the same thing. But at least I'm honest about mine. I already told God. I give you 1,000% permission to excavate, to get rid of everything in me that don't have jack shit to do with you. I give you permission to move in, to come and be a squatter inside of me. I give you permission to be that relative you never invite to your house because they'll never leave. That's what I want you to do. Move in, take over, run shit up in here. Because I got a lot of stuff I'm not willing to let go of. I got a lot of stuff I'm not willing to stop doing. I'm honest about it. What can you tell God that he don't already know? Lord, not only do you have to purge my mind, not only do you have to purge my soul, purge my spirit, but you're going to have to purge my heart. You got to. Because I'm just not willing to let it go. I don't want to get my heart broke. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to learn the lesson the hard way. That's why I'm telling you, hey, look, you ain't got to beat me across my head. You can come on up in here, move in, and you know, push my shit on up out of there. I want you. I'm giving you complete control. Do what you want to do, Big Daddy. I have to learn how to give you that control, because we've been brought up and conditioned to, no, you don't have control. You don't have control over nobody. You don't let nobody control you. And I can understand that. You don't let no human control you, but you need to be able to let God control you. But because we've been taught you don't let nobody control you, we put God in that same boat. In that same boat. God, no. No. We'll do a Jonah in a heartbeat now. The devil is a lie. Why you dragging him up in there? You know what God told you to do. And then the minute they come back and stare you in the face and start beating you across your head, look, I told you what to do in the beginning and you chose to ignore me. What did you say? Oh, the devil is a lie. No, that wasn't the devil. That was me telling you what you need to do, because I told you what was going to happen. I told you over and over and over and over and over. What did it say? Warning come before destruction? I told you. But you don't want to hear that. Nobody want to hear I told you so. Not even me. Not you. Not me. And that is a bitter pill to swallow. That is a bitter lesson to learn, when you got to stand there and admit you fucked up. And yes, you were warned. But we like to play the professional victim and be surprised and heartbroken. And now he told you in advance. You knew. He gave you direct and indirect signs. And you knew it in your heart of hearts, but you chose to ignore it. Now you want to run out and blame the devil. See, half the shit we blame on devil, That one ain't got jack shit to do with it. He like, you know what? I ain't even got shit to do with that. Why you blaming me? Why you bringing me up in your mess? You did that because you wanted to. You ignored the instructions and did what you wanted to do. Now you want to try and blame me? Oh, no. You're not gonna, no, I'm not coming up. No, you ain't gonna blame me for that. But we're real good at that. But we will not tell God, look, I give you permission to come in and completely do what you want to do. Well, if it's the Lord's will. No, it ain't if it's the Lord's will. It's your will, your belief, what you're willing to believe and accept into your heart. God ain't gonna make you do nothing. You don't want to believe that he will restore your body to 1,000% health. You don't have to believe it. You only believe, well, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to believe that the Lord will let them pass in peace. You're willing to accept that, but you're not willing to say, Lord, I'm going to stand here on their behalf, and I'm asking you because I believe in you to restore their body so they can get back out there and start living the life that you gave them. Lord, I'm standing here because I'm believing you that my cousin Winifred is going to leave that mess alone, and she's going to get out there and she's going to start being a mother to her children. No abuse, no mess, but she's going to be a mother to her children, and she's going to raise children, smart children, graduating from high school, going to college, establishing careers. But you're so quick to say, yeah, she got all them baby daddies, and she out there doing this, she out there doing that. You know what? Children's service need to come get them kids. You know, she dumped them kids on her mama, blah, blah, blah. But, and you run with it. But you ain't willing to go to God and say, Lord, you know what? She done fell off the wagon and she let that bitch run her over. These kids are getting caught up in the undercurrent of her mess. Lord, I'm standing here right now asking you to get her together so that she can raise productive children, because they deserve better than what they're getting. It goes for all of us. Lord, that baby mama, baby daddy drama, them kids are getting caught up in the middle. They deserve better than that, Lord. Fix the situation so that they can co-parent and raise successful, productive children. We ain't willing to do that. We go through the motions. That's because you've never been taught how to do it. You have no idea how to do it. And you can't blame nobody but the one you've been sitting up listening to every time you do your gatherings. Because they have not did what Jesus said to do. You haven't done what you're supposed to do. You want to rule and regulate like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Well, they don't do it like us. They don't do it like us. Even the disciples, when they went out that first time, they came back. Well, we saw this man out there healing the sick, raising the dead, casting out devils. But we told him he had to stop because he didn't train under us. He didn't train with us. He didn't train under you. And Jesus had to look at him and be like, you know what? Y'all are some kind of stupid. He understood the assignment. And can't nobody that's against me be out there doing what I'm doing. Stop hating. Stop hating. Because that's why I got to cast this demon out of this boy right here. Because y'all couldn't do it. Why? Because you too busy wrapped up in your, well, I'm a follower and I'm this and I'm, nobody care about what you are. What's your results? Let me see your stats. Let me see what God has done through you. Not what you have done, because you ain't did J squat, but just, be there. But what has God done through you? We went over here, and everybody that was in financial need, God blessed us to be able to be of assistance to them. God blessed us to find the resources they needed in order to get what they need. God blessed us as a city to have funding come in to build places so that these folks that are sleeping on these streets now have a place to call home. God blessed us as a medical community that people now that didn't have health insurance now have affordable health insurance that they can afford to pay, and it's real good. It covers everything they could possibly need, and they're not paying an arm and a leg out of the pocket in order to go for their annual checkups, for their dental checkups, their vision checkups. God has blessed our economy so that folks can go out there and make a decent living, to keep a roof over their head, to keep food in the kitchen, to keep clothes on their back, and still have money left over to go out and go on vacation if they want to go, or still have money to blow through. They even have a damn good retirement package going on. And it's not going to cost nobody nothing. And we don't have to sit up and look for a government handout. But our faith is not at that level. Our faith is not at that by this time tomorrow. Remember when they were starving to death? And by this time tomorrow, the prophet said, by this time tomorrow, stuff going to be at clearance sale prices. The king right here, man, say, even if God opened up the window, the prophet say, you going to see it, but you ain't going to be able to participate in it. And they got trampled at the gates. Old Testament, go find it. That was ones where the two guys said, why sit we here till we die? And because they were under siege. I want to say it was Samaria or whatever was under siege. And the two women had agreed, okay, we eat your baby today and tomorrow we eat mine. And then the woman went and hid hers. She done sat there and snacked on that woman kid, and then she gonna went and hid hers. And then the king, she went to the king, and the king he tore his clothes up, and he was after the prophet. It was like, you know what? And he was like, you know what? By this time tomorrow. And it was by that time tomorrow. Within 24 hours, it was an economy of like clearance sale prices. Pennies on the dollar. And they had more than enough for everybody. Everybody. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? Because this economy we dealing with, we should have already had it by this time tomorrow. But instead, I've mentioned it. And I've had people laugh in my face. Girl, you know, yeah, that would be nice, but yeah, no, that's not going to happen. People I know, people I don't know have laughed in my face. But these will be the first ones you see in the emergency room praying their guts out, stressing their ass out, sitting there chanting. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, yes, Lord, oh Lord. I believe, yeah, If you ain't gonna believe God when you're not under pressure, what make you think you can believe God when you under pressure, when you got the stench of desperation on you? What's your sex with God life look like? How strong is your belief? How strong is your faith? How strong? How strong? Because I'm telling you now, you churchgoers, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. I don't even know why y'all going, because y'all ain't got nothing. And I tell you, like I tell folks all the time, you couldn't pray me out of the bottom of a wet paper bag if I were halfway through it. You don't have what it takes to keep me from falling through or to make sure that I land safely. Because when the stench of desperation is on me, I go straight to God. When I'm staring death in the face, I'm with God. I go to God. I even tell my doctors, I'm too stupid to take care of myself. That's the reason why I got God doing it. And look, let me explain something to you, grasshopper. God always makes sure I got the right people at the right place at the right time. Okay? All the time. Because they've told me too many times I should have been coming in a body bag. Too many times. And you know what I tell them? Oh, okay. My vital signs were normal. It's only when they did them expensive scans, they were like, okay, you should have been dead before you walked into that. Oh, okay, if you say so, but, like I said, God got me. I don't even question it. When it comes to my health, God got me. When it comes to me believing on somebody else's health, God got me. And when I say God got me, when I say, God got you, don't worry about it. He's giving you 1,000% restoration. I expect you to take it and run with it. I've already told you. I've already spoken it into existence. You say your words will not go out and return unto you void. You better monitor your mouth, because what you speak, you can speak a blessing and you can turn around and kill it with the words coming out of your mouth. You can turn around and give a lot of fertilizer to whatever comes in. That's the reason why when the doctors come to me and say, hey, nah, my response is, oh, okay. I'm not saying, oh, okay, and I'm taking it to heart. I'm like, oh, okay, I hear what you're saying. Because right then and there, okay, Lord, I expect you to do what you're supposed to do. You already told me you didn't want me up there with you because I talk too much. So it is your responsibility to make sure that whatever this malfunction is gets corrected. I'm not going to lose no sleep. I'm not going to miss a meal. I'm not going to drop no tonnage because I'm worrying about, well, is he going to do it? How will I know if he do it? I already know I already know it's done. I ain't even worried about that. I'm getting ready to come to you and juice you for something else. I'm still waiting on my black card. Lord, where my black card at? My unlimited black card. Well, the doctor said, okay. I heard what he said. And God heard what I said.